team and fill the Stadio Olimpico in their numbers tonight.
Well, you just saw a glimpse there of the top six. Juve, with a point this evening, can confirm their sixth straight title. Roma, though, need a victory to move past Napoli back into second place. The teams taking the field then at the Stadio Olimpico as we join our commentators, Nigel Spackman and first, John Champion.
Thank you, James. Good evening, everyone. The perennial champions find themselves in the Eternal City in search of the solitary point that would see them move through the gates of history. A draw against Roma in the Stadio Olimpico will clinch a sixth consecutive Serie A title, a feat never before achieved. They lead Napoli by 5 points, Roma by 7. After this, 2 games left, plus in pursuit of the treble, the finals of the Coppa Italia and, of course, the Champions League. So let's have a look at the two teams. The Roma lineup, 2 changes to the side that won in Milan last weekend. Dzeko's injured, but Rudiger's back. No Kevin Strootman, still suspended.
Yes, but will they miss that man Dzeko up front, who's had 27 goals this season? But normal lineup, 4-2-3-1. Perotti playing as the lone striker. Look at the likes of Mohamed Salah getting forward, Nainggolan joining in. They've got goals in this team.
Well, if that is a relatively stable lineup, it's a rather different story for Juve. Many a change for them from their Champions League lineup against Monaco. 6 alterations in all. Wednesday's final of the Coppa Italia very much in mind. So the likes of Chiellini, Barzagli and Dybala bench. Khedira injured. The depth of the squad, though, Nigel, is clear.
Absolutely, strength in depth here. 4-3-3, but Higuain will stay up by himself a lot of the time. The other 2 will drop in, and Mandzukic has been outstanding for them this season, playing on that left-hand side.
The match officials, led by Luca Banti from Livorno. 13th season at the helm in Serie A. Atmosphere rich and resonant tonight. Just as it should be for a meeting of teams of this calibre with so much at stake. A pose for posterity before we get into the significant action. Going through this routine for the umpteenth time. 39-year-old Gianluigi Buffon, 33-year-old Daniele De Rossi. No pretense at enmity, which you sometimes get over the toss of the coin. Just no point with those 2.
No, they've been through it all, haven't they? With Italy, winning World Cups. And we're talking about Buffon there, 39 years of age. A Champions League final to come in the coming weeks, the 3rd of June. And that's the one trophy he hasn't won. What a fantastic career he's had, and a wonderful season this year for Juve. He's been outstanding.
So a significantly altered Juventus lineup. And for Miralem Pjanic, selected tonight by Juve coach Max Allegri, a whiff of treachery in the air, having left Roma in controversial and, to them, painful circumstances at the end of last season. So, a blue-ribboned rivalry, and in terms of this season's title race, a summit meeting to savour at the Stadio Olimpico. Roma getting us underway. Antonio Rudiger back in the side at right back. Paredes and De Rossi, the central midfield axis. Manolas and Fazio, central defenders. And Emerson now in possession at left back. And Nigel Spackman, we've seen Juve so often this season across a range of competitions. Plenty of opportunities to see Roma in action too. What are the key factors when we look ahead and look forward to savouring this contest?
Well, we all know the way that Roma love to get forward, but are they going to miss Dzeko tonight?
Well, here is El Shaarawy getting forward. Ball out as far as De Rossi, the captain. A positive start by the home team here.
That's what you expect. Really go for it and test Juve out early on.
Emerson. First corner.
Yeah, bright start from Roma. You'd expect that with the crowd behind them, but Juventus is so adept at defending and hitting on the counter-attack, and with Higuain in the team now who can score goals, and the likes of Corrado with his pace, I think it suits them counter-attacking tonight.
Nangala. Patio had a swing, and then El Shaarawy likewise.
Oh, Roma really having to go there. Two good opportunities, but again, two good blocks from Juve. Really bright start from Roma here. I think that Mandzukic's down. I think he made the block, or one of the blocks. You can see him there. I think holding his groin.
The key seems to be not so much how hard he was hit, but where he was hit, Nigel.
Yeah, but I think this is good for that he's gone down for Juventus. It's been a bright start from Roma, asking all the questions, get the trainers on, just try and kill the game a little bit here, slow it down. And there's Mr. Totti, what a player he's been.
Yes. And there's another man to whom the same tag applies, Alessandro Del Piero here in spectating role. Anyone who's anyone would wish to be inside the Stadio Olimpico this evening for the conclusion, quite possibly, of the Serie A title race. It may not prove to be that way. Maybe that Roma have a little twist in mind for us. Fallen to third, courtesy of Napoli's five-star, five-goal win at Torino earlier today.
I have to say, Serie A this season has been quite outstanding. Juve being the outstanding team, but Roma playing some really good football, pushing them all the way. The same with Napoli, and Atalanta have been the surprise package this year, who looks like they're going to get a Europa League place.
There's Pjanic. Looking for Cuadrado.
Well, he's got great pace, Cuadrado. I couldn't get on the end of that.
We have already seen Nigel as an attractive cut and thrust to the approach of the two sides.
Well, the thing is for Roma is they need to win this. If they don't win, then the title's going to go to Juve once again. But they've started very brightly, Roma, here.
They've won 8 of their last 10 games. Still kicking themselves after that costly home defeat against Lazio in the derby 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, they didn't play well that day. I was doing that match, and Lazio played very well, but they also dropped a couple of points against Atalanta here at home as well. So the last 2 home games, they really haven't played to the standard that they've set themselves this season, Roma. But they've started brightly here.
Here's Benatia. Mandzukic. Bonucci. Out to the veteran Swiss, Lichtsteiner.
It's a little bit of a different position for Cuadrado tonight. He's playing as a front three up with Higuain and Mandzukic. Normally we see him playing as a right wing back, but he's so adaptable, Cuadrado.
Left back is Asamoah. Mandzukic. Benatia. Lichtsteiner. Beyond Higuain and Rudiger. Nodding behind, taking no semblance of a chance.
Well, he knew that Mandzukic was closing him down there, John, as it came in. It was bouncing in front of him. He had to deal with it, heads out for the corner.
I think it's called running the gauntlet.
Yes, they love him, the Roma fans, for leaving him and going to Juve. he's got to deal with that. He's done very well this season.
Pjanic. And Mandzukic trying to dig it out from beneath his own feet. Asamoah! Goalkeeper was flying to his right, but it took the upright to keep it out. Bounding off the face of the post, a matter of inches away. Pjanic. Roma's discomfort all started with his corner.
Well, as I say, Mandzukic, as you said, just couldn't get it out of his feet and get the shot off. But when it came out to Asamoah, what a fantastic strike that was. He hasn't scored this season, but that's the closest he's come.
Lamina is down after a challenge by Manolas.
Well, I thought that was a little bit over the top from Manolas there. The referee's waved play on. Lamina looks like he's back on his feet, jogging back in, but that was a nasty one on the ankle.
Just joining us, no Edin Dzeko out with a calf injury, so Roma deprived of the services of Serie A's top scorer this season. And no Kevin Strootman either, the Dutchman retrospectively banned for that outrageous dive against Lazio.
That was incredible, that was the worst dive I've ever seen. I have to say that, it was nowhere near him. And the penalty was given, which De Rossi scored from. Shouldn't have been given. And that's unlike Strootman for me. He doesn't normally do that thing. I think he just got caught up in the energy of the game.
But in the absence of Dzeko, it's a big ask for Diego Perotti to fill in as some sort of false nine against a defence as mighty as that of Juventus.
No, you're absolutely right. And Dzeko with his size, his goals this season, he's been absolutely outstanding for Roma. He's a big miss tonight, and I think when they saw the team sheet, I think the likes of Bonucci and Benatia would have been very pleased that Dzeko wasn't involved.
It's been well telegraphed that Dzeko wouldn't be playing this evening. Roma came clean about it. There's Higuain. Cuadrado. Again, Gonzalo Higuain. And now Salah.
That's really good defending from Asamoah. They're getting really tight to Mo Salah. He's got good pace, gets the challenge in, no foul. That's good defending from the left back.
Almost go to that saying that Juventus have the best defensive record in Italy.
Well, only 23 goals against, John. 35 games up to now. They've been absolutely outstanding. They score a few, but they don't let many in.
It's Rudiger. Juventus, in fact, are the fourth highest scorers. It's a goal kick.
And I think you also have to take into account that the way that Allegri likes to play, sometimes with a back three, sometimes with a back four, and they all just tune into it. And normally keep clean sheets, and then if they do get beat, Buffon keeps them out. But that was the shot from Asamoah, bending away from Szczesny there, hits the post. Goalkeeper's beaten by that. Great strike. Beautiful, gets right through the ball, both feet off the floor. Unfortunately not to find the back of the net.
Higuain. Relieved of it by Nangolan, who was a doubt until not too long before kick-off. Calf problem has afflicted him in training this week. Salah. Emerson.
You see every time that Mo Salah gets on the ball, they're closing him down, being really physical with him. Storaro there was really in the back of him. That should have been a free kick, but the ref waved play on because they had possession, Roma. But Mohamed Salah, since he's been at Roma, has been absolutely outstanding. He's got great pace. 10 assists he's had this season as well. It shows he's really done well. And most of those assists have been for Dzeko.
Benati. Bonucci. Not a great challenge by Manolas.
Well, that's when you've got to know as a centre-back, can I go and attack the ball, or do I just have to stay my ground? And Manolas does that an awful lot, gives silly free kicks away. He's experienced enough now, he shouldn't be going for balls like that.
Keeping you up to date with events in the French title race. Games tonight between Monaco and Lille, and here at the Stade Geoffroy Guichard between Saint Etienne and PSG. And Paris Saint-Germain, the reigning champions, are ahead with a second-minute goal by Edinson Cavani. For Monaco to win the title tonight, they need to better PSG's result, but the reigning champions are one up at Saint Etienne.
Brilliant header that from Cavani, wasn't it? Get across his marker, flicking it in the top corner.
Sent towards Storaro, gathered by Szczesny. Asamoah. Mandzukic.
But they're so good at this, Juventus, so experienced, just keeping the ball, slowing the game down. Saying to Roma, you're going to come and press us high up. They're not, they're sitting off at the moment.
As a result of that goal by Cavani, this is how the upper echelons of Ligue 1 currently look. Gap down to a point if those latest scores subsequently become results. Monaco still 0-0 with Lille. Different to last season when the French title was wrapped up with 2 months to spare, March the 13th, when PSG went to Troyes and won 9-0 to clinch the title.
Just the 9. Yeah, but it's been like that the last few seasons, and it's been brilliant. And the fresh air that Monaco has brought to not just the French League but to the Champions League as well has been absolutely outstanding this season. The young talent they've got there, the goals they've scored. It'd be great to see them win the league, but PSG will push them all the way.
Mandzukic. And this now familiar station on the left for him. Higuain winding one up.
Well, that's the first chance. He's been able to get that onto his right foot, find a little bit of space. Higuain takes on the responsibility of the shot, but it's a poor effort. Cuadrado had made a great run for him as well. Maybe should have tried to find him. But you can't say anything about that man. He's been absolutely outstanding this season for Juventus.
32 goals, 24 of them in league competition.
Yeah, there have been some important ones as well, John, along the way. Champions League. And that's last week when he came off the bench and scored in the 92nd minute to get that draw.
He's breaking Torino hearts in the process. Shattered to such a degree that they shipped 5 earlier today against Napoli.
Yeah, Joe Hart again conceding 5 goals. There's a foul this time. I think it was a foul actually. He won the ball then, Manuelas. Salah went down. He won the ball. He fell over the leg. Very fortunate to get the free kick this time.
It's made Benatia surprised and anguished, I think. Now back in his defensive station. As the Argentine Paredes faces the ball. Paredes then, it's into a good area, really challenging delivery, and De Rossi was as far advanced as anyone, challenging for it. It's appealing for a corner.
That's a brilliant ball in. De Rossi's onside, tries to run really well. It just seems to hit him on the side and goes out of play. He's claiming a corner. I think it came off him. It's gone wide. It's a wonderful ball whipped in. He just catches him. There you go. Just off his side, I think. Goes wide for a goal kick.
A few more deliveries like that from Paredes, and even the much vaunted Juventus defence may creak a bit. In the end, a corner has been given. Rudiger at the near post. Marshalled by Bonucci. It's Paredes. It's the optimistic. Roma again appealing for a corner. Manolas it was that took off.
Yeah, the centre-back. But I think the goalkeeper then, Buffon, could have let that go out for a goal kick, but he wasn't sure. Another corner.
Take 2 then from Paredes. Albert Higuain. Emerson all the way back to Wojciech Szczesny. Benatia, there was an arm across in there from Rudiger, and an offside flag as well. Now more significant goal news from the French League. Monaco, the leaders. Remember, PSG have taken an early lead at Saint-Etienne. Monaco at home to Lille, and Kylian Mbappe has put Monaco in front. They need to better PSG's result. My apologies, Falcao the goal scorer, and Monaco a goal to the good, PSG a goal up, which means that that gap between the teams of 3 points, which there was at the outset, is now restored. We can confirm that by looking at the top clubs, the top 6 in Liga. Monaco 89, PSG 86. Monaco have a game in hand, which is at home to Saint-Etienne on Wednesday. Bonucci. De Rossi. Benatia for Juve to Mandzukic. Pjanic. Cuadrado.
They pass and move so well, Juventus don't interchange. Higuain comes short, Mandzukic tries to go in behind, Cuadrado comes off defeat. Pjanic trying to find the passes.
Sturaro and Higuain and Lemina. Delight for the travelling supporters. Spalletti thrusts his hand still deeper into those trouser pockets. One more significant stride towards a 6th consecutive title.
Well, this is a brilliant team goal. The movement from Higuain in behind, the pass from Doraro is absolutely brilliant. He's onside. Lazio gets ball watching. It's a lovely layoff. He could have gone for goal himself, but he knew that the run was coming in from Lona, and that's a simple side foot finish for him. Put on a plate from Higuain for his first goal of the season. What a brilliant team goal. And that's how Juve have played most of the season. They've been outstanding, and that's another one to their repertoire.
A draw will be enough. Juve have their noses in front.
We always say in the big games when it's tight, away from home, for 20 minutes, keep it solid, don't give anything away, don't give the home crowd any encouragement. They've done that and then scored that goal. Wonderful goal for Juve.
Pjanic. Quadrado. And the drive straight into the midriff of Wojciech Szczesny from Gonzalo Higuain.
Yeah, caught it really well, but straight at the goalkeeper. But look how hard he's working back, Higuain now. He's the one putting Mo Salah under pressure. It's a good tackle, there's no contact on Paredes. He's trying to get the free kick there. Referee read that situation really well. They play on.
Here is the wider picture at the top of Serie A. Juventus, if this latest score were to become a result, 8 points clear and champions.
Well, I think we all thought they were going to be champions before the ball was kicked. They've got such strength in depth. They're a quality side. They defend well most of the time. They haven't here.
Away to Salah. There is a big incentive for Roma here. Having fallen from second to third. Rudiger comes forward and wins a corner. That actually puts them in a place where they don't get an automatic group stage position in the Champions League.
Well, that's the big thing they've got to play for, Roma. Napoli have been in outstanding form, put a brilliant run together, scoring plenty of goals. They're in second at the moment. Roma, if they don't win this, they're going to be under major pressure.
Paredes. And De Rossi! Roma level! Ball under his arm, he and they mean business. Juve's lead lasted 3 minutes.
Yeah, really unlike them. Juventus giving the ball away, giving the corner away, and I have to say on this occasion, Buffon should have done better for me. He pushed it out, why didn't he catch it into his body? Manolas, head up, pushed out by Buffon, and there's the captain, De Rossi, at the second attempt, puts it to the back of the net. But why didn't you catch that? Buffon knocks it back to De Rossi, who makes no mistake, into the roof of the net.
Only his 4th goal of the season and just his 2nd from open play. A man still contributing in his 16th season in Roma's colours.
Well, he is the leader, isn't he? He is the captain of this group, and he's led by example there. De Rossi.
Nagala. Salah. Block was by Rudiger, who follows up. De Rossi.
Well, they're all over the place at the moment, Juventus. Roma closing them down, putting them under pressure. This is the unmarked Manolas' header. It's straight at Buffon. And a man of his class, who normally catches those into his body, he flaps it out, pushes it out. De Rossi has the first attempt saved again by Buffon, but it's straight back to him, and he reacts really well. De Rossi is in the roof of the net, 1-1. But the crowd are really up for this. Now we're here in Rome, only behind the home team, and they've got themselves back into it.
It's noisy, it's feisty. It's all we hoped it would be.
Absolutely, there's still a long way to go. I think there'll be more goals in this, John. This won't be the only goals that we'll get in this game. Both these teams want to win it. Both managers want to win it for different reasons. For Spalletti, it's about going back above Napoli into that second automatic spot, as he said, and still with a chance of overtaking Juve. But for Juventus, they want it out of the way. They've got a big cup final midweek, and then obviously they've got the Champions League final on 3rd of June, so they want to get this over and done with as quickly as possible.
Sturaro decided he was within range. I mentioned that in France, where the title could also be decided tonight, Monaco are a goal up and PSG are one in front as well. Midweek, Monaco play their game in hand against Saint-Etienne. It's live on BT Sport 3 from 8 o'clock. And then looking further ahead to next weekend, the European Football Show, Sunday 6:45, BT Sport 1. And the main event of the evening, Lazio-Inter, BT Sport 1, Sunday 7:45, back here in the Stadio Olimpico.
I have to say, I think Allegri will be really disappointed in his team. They get 1-0 up just after 20 minutes, then control, and then they didn't really compete down this left-hand side, ended up with a corner which they didn't deal with. He'll be asking a few questions at half-time of his team.
He hasn't had much cause for complaint with them this season. 51 games prior to tonight and just 5 defeats across all competitions.
Yeah, amazing record.
De Rossi. Rudiger. Again, Daniele De Rossi. Leandro Paredes. Yeah, he mentioned Diego Perotti's name so far.
No, he hasn't been able to get into the game, has he, Perotti? But I think the likes of Salah has been wanting to get on the ball. His movement's been good. Perotti needs to move around a little bit and try and get the ball to feet.
Emerson. Mandzukic. Pjanic. Shooting opportunity fell to Diego Perotti. Here's Salah. Higuain. There were 3 attempts to bring him down, but no foul.
Well, I'm not sure the last one was a tackle, was a foul, but the one before that was. Higuain not happy with the referee there. But when Mo Salah gets it in this wide position here, he's looking to find people's feet because he's got no height to hit because there's no Dzeko in the middle. So they haven't got that option tonight. Roma, without Dzeko, they don't have the height to hit the front man, put those crosses into the box. Yeah, I thought that was the foul by Paredes there. He just caught Higuain just there. That's the one that should have been given as a free kick. The referee should have brought it back for that one.
A breathless half hour in Rome. Well, we're playing without an orthodox striker, with Dzeko injured. They head through Mario Lamina. 3.5 minutes later, Daniele De Rossi swiping in an equaliser for Roma.
Well, this is the first time we've had a breather in this game. It's been 100 miles an hour, end-to-end stuff. Waste from Paredes there. Not going to beat Buffon from that sort of range. Gets underneath it, cuts across it, high and wide.
Still chuntering about the lack of a free kick, Gonzalo Higuain.
Yeah, he likes to have a moan up, but you can't say that to the referee all the time, otherwise you'll get yourself a yellow card. So you've just got to be careful, Higuain.
He is a champion chunterer.
Absolutely. It keeps him going. Some players are like that. You need to moan to keep you going. You know, gee yourself up. And he certainly does that for most of the games.
From a draw tonight, they would stay third. They would to return to second, which I'm sure they do. They need to win. They win their last 3 games, they'll set a new club record for most points in a Serie A season.
Yeah, I think Spalletti's done a great job this season with his Rome players. They still get stick off the crowd, especially when he doesn't play Totti.
Well, that's the big cloud, the big shadow hanging over him at the moment, isn't it? There's immense frustration that all his side's good work and achievements, such as they've been, seem to be overshadowed by whether or not he brings on Totti late in a game.
Well, and then when he does bring Totti on late in the game, he says you're humiliating him, you're not giving him enough time on the pitch. You know, so I think that Spalletti, it doesn't matter what he does, he's still going to get criticised by the fans. But obviously, Totti's a legend at this club. He's been rightly so.
Sturaro. The ball whipped off his toe by Manolas. Now Rudiger. Sturaro making a nuisance of himself. He showed a willingness to let things go.
Yeah, it's good to see. Most of the time the referee's got it right as well. Any little 50-50 challenges going. That one with Higuain he didn't get right, I don't think. But most of the time he's let the play go. And that's what you want from the referee. And everybody knows where they stand then. If he's not giving silly, petty little free kicks, if you start diving around, he's not going to give you anything. So don't do it.
The point hands Juve the title. So even though they've conceded an equaliser, they're still on course to confirm a triumph tonight if it stays like this. As Nigel Spackman suggests, it seems unlikely given the attacking intent and brio of both sides. Sturaro. Higuain. That was travelling.
That's a brilliant strike, this time on his weaker left foot, but sets it perfectly for himself. One thing in his mind, hit the target out of his feet. First time, straight as Szczesny, I have to say. Easy save, but he hit it with power on that weaker left foot of his.
You did say weaker, not weak, didn't you?
I did say weaker, not weak. Not as weak as mine. But he's been in outstanding form. I mean, got a lot of stick off the Napoli fans for moving to Juventus, but you can see why he's done it. Champions League final has been outstanding, the goals he's scored this season. 24 in the league, 32 in all competitions. I don't think he's given up on that yet. There's still more to come from him.
Quadrado. Bonucci. Pjanic. Bonucci. Mandzukic. Asamoah. Rudiger with the tackle. It was barely a tackle, it was just a lunge for the ball.
Yeah, good defending from Rudiger though. Got the ball, out for a corner. Asamoah, he's enjoying himself so far. He's had that shot, he's getting forward really well. And there's Dybala. What a player, what a season he's had. And how Roma are missing that man, Dzeko.
Pjanic. The referee had already blown his whistle to say he wasn't happy for it to be taken at that point. Rough and tumble going on.
Yes, pushing, shoving. I have to say, Manolas does defend like that, the Greek defender. He likes to grab people, wrestle with them. But he's had a good season for Roma, I have to say, Manolas.
Pjanic. So Juve on the brink of a 6th consecutive league title, but the thing that would really define this season and indeed this era would be were they to win a 3rd European Cup / Champions League. They're in the final, of course, as in 1998 they're up against Real Madrid, and it's exclusively live on BT Sport. Cuadrado with the effort from distance.
One of the Roma players just went down there off the ball. I don't know if he twisted badly.
Pavel Nedved, vice president of Juventus, a club that he served with such distinction as a player.
Yeah, he's a real legend, isn't he? There you see Manolas just going down. Little collision with Higuain, I think. He's okay.
The president, Jimmy Pilota, based in the United States, of course, in charge for the 5th season. And under pressure from some quarters to consider the future of the coach, Luciano Spalletti.
I think Spalletti's done a great job, and if they finish 2nd above Napoli and they're automatically in the Champions League, I don't think you can ask much more, because Juventus are so good, so strong, the strength and depth they have, as they've shown this season once again, and this is going to be their 6th title. What more can you do? And you know, in this big stadium, I know there's talk about Roma moving to a new stadium. That's what they need to do, what Juventus have done, and that's what set Juve above all the others.
Sturaro using Higuain as a foil. Cuadrado now. He's just behind Lamina. Still made something of it, but not as much as he might have done. Corner given.
Yeah, but Higuain was at the back stick, waiting for the ball in from Cuadrado. Lovely little touch from Mandzukic there around the corner. I know it's 1-1, but this is so finely balanced, this game. Two good teams. Two teams that want to win this game. I know Juve only need the point, but they desperately want to win this game as well.
Pjanic. Dominant header by Fazio. Cuadrado. Pjanic. Rather dribbled past the post off Sturaro.
It wasn't the best of crosses in. We'll stab round the corner. Out for a goal kick.
So level here, we are keeping you up to date with events in the French title race as well. Monaco, a goal up on Lille through Falcao. PSG, the nearest rivals, in 2nd place, a goal up at Saint-Etienne through Cavani in the 2nd minute. Monaco will be champions if they can better PSG's result this evening, but at the moment that's not possible. Pjanic.
Very difficult to get that ball through there from Pjanic. Ferraro making the run, but you've got to get that precise. But they've defended well so far, Roma. But I feel they really are missing Dzeko and his presence up front, and that out ball when they can go long, the presence up front. They haven't got that option tonight.
Of their last 7 games against Roma, but only one of their last 5 league games here. There is Salah.
Well, you have to say that's not his biggest attribute, his heading ability. It's a lovely little dink ball over the top from England. Brilliant ball in behind Benatia. Salah makes the run but heads it straight at Buffon. Easy save for the goalkeeper.
Salah. Al-Shaarawy.
Well, that's the first time we've really seen Al-Shaarawy. We haven't seen much of him. We haven't seen much of Perotti. It's been mainly Mo Salah who's been the attacking force for Roma tonight. But that's a weak effort from Al-Shaarawy. Back pass for the goalkeeper, really. No power in the shot at all.
Native Benatia. Very well constructed goal, put Juventus in front. And then for once, a slightly dubious piece of goalkeeping. And Buffon saw Roma level. It even led to you, Nigel Spackman, daring to criticise the gloved god.
I think Buffon is absolutely brilliant and been outstanding, but when you do make mistakes, I think they show up more than what maybe other goalkeepers do. And I think on this occasion, you know, pushing it out rather than taking it into the body, he gifted that goal really to Roma and De Rossi. But it's 1-1, finally balanced. I think everything to play for in that second half, but the thing is, the firepower that Juve have off the bench and the likes of Dybala, you know, they could make the changes they need to. Allegri.
Quadrado. Storaro was going for it, and he'll come all the way to Mandzukic. And that, I'm afraid, is the ultimate indignity.
Not one of his best efforts, was it, from Mandzukic? You see what he's wanting to do. He's wanting to come in on the right foot, open the goals up, and when he hit that, it's come off the outside of his foot. He's looked up, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the far side.
Closer to the halfway line than the corner flag as well.
You said that, John. Not one of his better efforts.
Well, it's been a hugely enjoyable first half.
It has been brilliant first half. As most of the games in Serie A this season have been, you know, entertaining, end-to-end stuff. Both teams trying to win it. It's no different tonight.
Paredes. Final surge of the first half. Antonio Rudiger. It's the midway point of a fascinating fixture. Juve need a point. At the moment they're on their way to it. A little shake of the head from Spalletti. The European football show Brains Trust are failingly miserable and dressed in black. But his side have done well, having conceded the first goal to Mario Lemina. Pjanic has run the gauntlet at the home of his former team. And Daniele De Rossi was the man on hand to tidy up some loose pieces and strike Roma level after 25 minutes. Referee Luca Banti preparing to get us underway again. Juventus with an unbeaten run of 16 in the league. Last defeat was at Fiorentina on the 15th of January. They've only lost 4 times in the league all season long. And now they're within 45 minutes of a 6th consecutive league title. It would be a record-extending 33rd overall. And it would eclipse their achievement of the 1930s when they won 5 in succession. An achievement also matched by Torino, either side of the break for World War II. Juve would be out on their own, 6 in a row. Here's Storaro. Angela Spackman alongside me has been taking half-time to consider precisely how the two sides may change their approach. There's a yellow card brandished by Luca Banti in the direction of Fazio.
Yeah, silly challenge from Fazio, right through the back. Don't need to get that tight. Silly free kick to give away early in the second half. But I just, coming back to Juventus, I think it will definitely be 6 in a row for them. It might not be tonight, you never know, but I think they're going to do that 6 in a row, and what a wonderful record that will be.
And I wonder, Nigel, how do you compare this Juve vintage to the previous sides of recent memory? Where did this group stand?
Well, I think the thing in football, John, as the game, as you've done it for so many years, the game changes, those little tweaks to the rules, you know, the fitness levels. You know, I just think that you can only judge it in the present. And I think the last 5-6 years, Juve have been out on their own in Italian football. And also, there's less and less Italians in this team, as there is all over the country. It's so mixed now. But I think it's built on a strong defence. And Juventus have shown us again this year, getting to the Champions League final, where they've got a good chance of winning that as well. I know it's against Real Madrid, but I just think defensively they might be very strong, and on the counter-attack it's going to be a well-balanced final. But I think this group of players have been outstanding over the last few years.
Top 6 in Serie A looks like this, as Pjanic takes a free kick, which is just beyond everyone and behind for a goal kick. So Juve at the top, 6 points clear of Napoli, who can't overtake them because of the head-to-head. Juve have a win and a draw against Napoli this season, and Roma 7 points off the top, and that mathematically is an unbridgeable gap if this finishes one apiece.
Yeah, I think that's why really Roma, the more this stays at 1-1 and the half progresses, they're just going to have to really push on and try and win this game.
And risk losing it in the process.
Absolutely. And I think that's what the crowd want. That's what Spalletti have to do. They might have to bring a young man called Totti on to try and change this game if it stays at 1-1.
You've gone quite early with the get Totti on idea, haven't you? 48 minutes.
No, but he has been a wonderful player. Not going to be here next year, obviously.
Here's Emerson. Benatia.
Unless it's in an ambassadorial role.
Well, he's been offered this
role.
long-term contract as a director of the club, hasn't he? Rudiger.
Yeah, and I think that's fantastic. He's been such a great servant on the field for them. I think around the world knows that he's a one-team man. And I think you've got to keep players like that involved at your club, if he wants to.
Paredes. Nangolan. Stefan El Shaarawy. Nangolan once more. Roma minus Dzeko, minus Strootman. Juve resting a significant number of senior players. Cuadrado. Average age of this side, though, is just a few days less than 30. There are 5 players over 30. Referee's going to come back there. And De Rossi. Yellow card. Brandished with a flourish by Luca Banti. And for the first time, really, tempers beginning to fray around the edge.
Well, there was a foul and the referee let play go. And then they've given the ball away, Juventus. I think there was too much time between the incident and letting it go there. De Rossi and Pjanic. And then Higuain gave the ball away and he brought it back. De Rossi gets a yellow card. They're all settled back down again, but I think the referee right to bring the card out. But coming back to the titles, it's going to be 6 in a row. We mustn't forget Antonio Conte, who won his first title with Chelsea, so that's 3 titles at Juve, and national manager, and then to club football again, so that's 4 titles in a row for him.
Penalty of the player caught this time.
I think Nainggolan's saying that he's got the ball here, but he hasn't, nowhere near it. Benatia clears it, and just runs into each other. It's a free kick, let's get on with the game.
When we talk about Juve possibly sealing the league title, of course that's just the first leg of a very possible treble. Back here Wednesday night for the final of the Coppa Italia against Lazio, and then in 20 days' time to Cardiff for the Champions League final against Real Madrid.
Yeah, it could be an absolutely amazing season, couldn't it, for Juventus? This has been a good season so far, but it could be absolutely amazing come that day on the 3rd of June in Cardiff. If they can beat Real Madrid, it could be a treble for them. And, you know, we were talking about, there's Totti warming up, get him ready. Looking over the shoulder, man. Spalletti, he knows he's looking over his shoulder the whole time, and you know the crowd will be urging the manager to get him on. Certainly if it stays at 1-1. But I just think the strength in depth of this Juventus team. We know he's made the 6 changes tonight, but you know it's going to be interesting who's going to start that game if everybody's fit in Cardiff.
And what the shape of the team will be as well.
Absolutely, John. And the manager, Max Allegri, who's very astute, he'll know which way he's going to go against Real Madrid already. What formation he'll play if everybody's fit. It's a lot of niggly fouls at the start of the second half here. Paredes this time. No flow to the game so far.
Which is in contrast to most of the first half, which was generally a treat to watch. El Shaarawy. He was bundled over by an apologetic Lichtsteiner. Juventus don't see it tonight. Their next league game is next Sunday at home to Crotone, which of course is a critical game for the relegation threatened team as well, after this remarkable run of 17 points from their last 7 games. And with Empoli and Genoa both losing this weekend and Crotone beating Udinese, it means that they're in with a real chance of escaping the drop, which seemed inconceivable even a month ago.
Yeah, Crotone has been on an absolutely magnificent run, John, haven't they? The points they picked up recently, giving themselves a lifeline. And I think they would prefer Juventus win this tonight, or at least get the point to win the league. There might be a weakened team next week, if there is such a thing for Juventus with the squad they have.
Sarri has gone on record publicly as saying he wants the title sealed as soon as possible, so that concentration can switch to other challenges.
I think it's if they win it tonight or draw this game to win the league for the 6th successive side tonight, then they're not going to be able to celebrate much before this game on Wednesday. So, you know, I think the celebrations will have to wait till the 3rd of June, I think, that evening. And it could be a treble.
De Rossi. Salah. Roma over the piece. The season as a whole have been freer scoring than Juventus. Haven't been as watertight in defence. Who has been? Nangolan. El Shaarawy. Oh, he's managed to creep in! That seemed to have precious little hope when it left his right boot, but it trundled past Wojciech Szczesny. That is a moment that will shake Juventus. Spalletti still with that icy face, but Buffon seemed rather stranded, and Roma are in front against the would-be champions.
Well, it's a poor goal again. El Shaarawy coming in on his right foot, gets a little deflection off the bottom of Lichtsteiner's boot, I think it is, and that deceives Buffon, who's watching it go. He thinks it's going wide as Mohamed Salah comes in at the back stick. Really should have dived for that, Buffon. He thinks the spin on it is going to take it wide, and the spin's brought it back in, hit the inside of the post, and suddenly Roma in the box seat here. Poor goal. 2 poor goals from Juventus' point of view in this game so far, which you wouldn't expect from them.
Stefan El Shaarawy moves in strange fashion into double figures for goals for the season. And the spin on the ball seemed to be the critical factor in bringing it back inside the post. Juve led, but only for 3.5 minutes. And now they trail and are staring at the prospect of only a 5th league defeat of the season, thanks to Stefan El Shaarawy. And that puts a different complexion on the runners and riders at the top of Serie A. If it stays like this, Roma move back above Napoli into 2nd place and could still mathematically catch Juventus over the season's final 2 games.
Absolutely, that's what they needed to do. It's been very scrappy at the start of this second half. I think that suited Roma. But El Shaarawy, who we said couldn't get into the game in the first half, Lichtsteiner's got to show him on the outside on his weaker left foot, lets him come inside on that right foot, gets that deflection, but I still think Buffon should have done better.
Pjanic. Here's Asamoah taking on Emerson on the outside, and a goal kick.
Brilliant defending from Emerson there. He's a left back, caught himself in that right back position. Asamoah goes for it. I think that should have been a corner, I have to say, but that's the man who's put Roma in front. Nangolan's now send him on the outside, don't let him come back inside like that. Gets his shot off. It's a weak effort. It's a grass cutter, but the spin on it takes it back inside the post. But again, I still feel that Buffon should have dived for that and pushed it around the post, but he saw Salah coming in as well, maybe took his eye off it. But Roma won't mind that, they're 2-1 up.
A legendary but perplexed goalkeeper. Here's Cuadrado. Challenge has been laid down to the league leaders. Cuadrado.
That's just what you want if you're Szczesny there. Ball putting it the right height. Not enough pace on it, come and take it. Take all the pressure off your team, but I think now Allegri must start looking to say, who am I going to bring on? How am I going to change this? I think obviously the first one you look at would be Dybala.
And for the 5th time this season in the league that Juve have conceded more than 1 goal. Paredes.
Yeah, just got to settle back down now, Roma. They've got themselves in front. They've upset Juve a little bit, but you've got to keep your heads. Don't give any silly free kicks away, silly bookings. Get a man sent off. It's the last thing you need. You've done all that hard work to get in front.
In good voice. These 4 league defeats, 2 in the San Siro, also at Genoa and Fiorentina. 4 months since they last suffered a league defeat.
Shows how strong they've been, how consistent they've been. It's not just like that this season, John. That's how it's been over the last 6 seasons. So consistent, hard to break down. But you have to give credit tonight to Roma in the second half. They've upset Juve, they've got in their faces a bit more. Stopped their rhythm.
Dybala amongst those stepping up. Lichtsteiner. Quadrado. Towards Mandzukic. And Szczesny. Side flag.
I think Szczesny actually did a little push there as it goes in the air. He's definitely offside. There's Storaro. There's a little push there, look. Pushed him out of the way, punches it. The referee gave the free kick for offside.
Right, to update you in France, Monaco 2, Lille 0, Saint Etienne 0, PSG 2. So look at that offside again. That means that at the moment the title won't mathematically be decided tonight, which means it could be on Wednesday. Monaco Saint Etienne is live on BT Sport 3. That may well be the ultimate title decider. And then next weekend, European football show, same time, same place, BT Sport 1, Sunday 6:45. And the big live game, Lazio-Inter, also from here at the Stadio Olimpico, 7:45 start time for that. Also BT Sport 1. Off comes Stefan Lichtsteiner. And they turn to Dani Alves.
The goal-scoring Dani Alves.
5 this season.
Yeah, brilliant goal he scored in the Champions League, wasn't it? Against Monaco, that volley. Brilliant technique. But it's going to be interesting to see if they change their shape here now with Dani Alves coming in. Are they going to stay at a back 4 or will they change it to a back 3? They're enjoying this, Roma, because they're not letting any flow to the game for Juventus. It's silly fouls, getting themselves in front of players, stopping the rhythm of Juventus here at the moment.
increases the average age of the Juve team, so it's now over 30. Dani Alves is 34. Just a year older than Lichtsteiner, but that makes the difference. Interesting study, isn't it, really, in contrast? You think that Ajax are being lauded for reaching the Europa League final. So they'll play in one of the European showpieces, average age 22. Juventus, per man, are 8 years older per player, playing in the other showpiece final.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? But over the last few years, unfortunately for the likes of Ajax, it's all been about producing young players.
Salah, Nainggolan! Crisp, concise, and corrosive for Juve. They came here to seal the title. That is looking unlikely now.
Absolutely. But this second half, it's really got stuck into Juventus, but this is a lovely goal. Nainggolan plays it into Mo Salah, takes a lovely touch, sets him back in, and it's Dani Alves, who's just come on the sub, who plays Nainggolan onside. Lovely little threaded ball through, great first touch, out of his feet, and then hits it into the roof of the net, past Buffon, 3-1 to Roma. I'm not sure there's any way back for Juve. Brilliant goal from Roma's point of view. Very poor defending once again from Juventus, which we don't normally expect.
Only the second time this season that Juve have shipped 3 in a league game. It previously happened to them at Genoa in November. 6 changes to the team. And a rather radical change of fortune, it would seem. Here is Dani Alves at the other end of the pitch to Gonzalo Higuain. Foxed by Fazio. Nainggolan.
Well, it's certainly livened up again here. But we mustn't forget that Juve went 1-0 up, and give credit to Roma. Coming back, getting a quick equaliser, and then get themselves in front through El Shaarawy's goal, and then Nainggolan 3-1. But there's still more goals in this game, I feel.
Cuadrado. Lemina. Here's Mandzukic. Approaching three-quarter distance in the game. Leonardo Bonucci. Pablo Asamoah.
Well, I just think Allegri is going to have to make another substitution now. They really need something, some inspiration from somewhere here, Juventus.
Dani Alves. Cleared everyone.
Well, this is the goal. Great ball from Nainggolan. Lovely touch from Mo Salah. Set it back to him perfectly. Nainggolan takes it out of his feet, smash it in the roof of the net. And applause all round. Dzeko, Totti. The most important thing is 3-1 to Roma.
3-1 up, without the services of Serie A's leading scorer. And this forces Juve to turn to Dybala in search of much-needed inspiration. Off goes Stefano Sturaro. And Clément Grenier, the Frenchman on loan from Lyon, is going to replace Diego Perotti. He's been asked to perform a different role tonight. This has not been a name that's been particularly to the fore, but part of a team display that sees them 3-1 up.
Well, he's worked hard without really getting into the game. It's been more about Nainggolan and Salah. But he's worked hard for the team, done a job in the absence of Dzeko. But after 70 minutes, bring him off, put some fresh legs on.
Five caps for France, Clément Grenier. Bonucci. Dybala. Well to keep his footing, but lost track of the ball. He feels he was fouled.
Well, it should have been a foul for me. Well, he's got a little push there, right on the edge of the box. Played on. The referee didn't give the free kick.
Mario Mandzukic, Milan Pjanic. Dani Alves. Rudiger, I don't think made contact, Grenier did. A night of rare defensive generosity from Juventus. Goals from De Rossi, El Shaarawy and Nangolan. After Mario Lemina put Juventus into a first half lead. Asamoah. Grenier. Salah.
I have to say that's absolutely brilliant play from Mohamed Salah. He was back in the right-back position doing a defensive job. They win the ball and then he runs it near enough the length of the field, take all the pressure off. This was Dybala going through. Was there a little touch there? Maybe not enough for a free kick.
Rudiger. Benatia on the way. And Rudiger charged it down.
They're looking a bit shaky defensively. They don't normally concede 3 goals, Juventus, and Benatia and Asamoah getting themselves in trouble there.
Roma are the only team that can deny Juventus the title in Italy.
Well, you just look back, John, you know, at the previous 2 home games. And if they win this game tonight, Roma, how they might end up kicking themselves at the end of the season, losing at home to Lazio 3-1, and then the game before that, drawing at home to Atlanta 1-1. If, you know, an extra 5 points it could have been if they've won those 2 games. They'd have been in with a great chance of winning the title, but they've still got to finish off this game.
Roma's last 2 fixtures at Chievo and at home to Genoa. Juve home to Crotone at Bologna. Dani Alves. Mandzukic. And Dybala!
Well, not his strongest part of his game, Dybala, but should have still hit the target here. Lovely ball in from Mandzukic. He's coming in around about the penalty spot. He's got to head that downwards. He gets underneath the ball, mistimes it, and heads it up off the top of his forehead, rather than right in the middle of his forehead that goes over the top. Haven't created many chances. They should have done better. No way was that handball.
Cuadrado. Drifted away from him, just as this game threatens to drift away from Juventus.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But that man, Mohamed Salah, had an outstanding game again. His energy is first class. Still only 24 years of age, John. You look back and say, you know, went to Chelsea, didn't really suit the way that Mourinho wanted to play. They let him go out on loan to Fiorentina, and then he ends up at Roma. He's been absolutely brilliant this season for them. The goals, the assists, but his work rate has been first class.
Bonucci with his trademark diagonal.
Well, they need some inspiration from somewhere, Juve, at the moment. It's a little bit flat for them. They need a goal from somewhere to help get them back into this game. And the more they push forward, the more they could get picked off by Roma.
Dybala, Cuadrado, sent spinning by Clément Grenier.
Yeah, just moves the ball away onto his right foot. Cuadrado there. Grenier just catches him. Right decision from the referee.
Has marked his run. Dybala also in attendance. Pjanic scored for Roma in their 2-1 win here against Juventus last season. It's Dybala.
Yeah, it's a poor free kick from Dybala, didn't get up and over the wall. It was Fazio who blocked it and then chased it out, the big centre-half. They really do have the bit between the teeth at the moment here, Roma.
Marchisio on for Juve. Juan Jesus for Roma. Cuadrado withdrawn by the visitors.
Sostituzione Roma. Esce dal campo Raja Nangolan.
Nangolan, who scored that excellent goal, was a doubt leading into this game with a calf muscle injury. He's played his part all right.
Yeah, I think he's a real quality player, Nangolan. Brilliant goal he scored, but his work rate, the way he gets around players, but great on the ball. And I think that's just a precaution because of that injury that's taken him off.
Right. One substitution left. It belongs to Roma. Nigel, your official task now. You've been put on Totti watch, so to speak.
Yeah, I just wonder if it stays here at 3-1 that they will bring Totti on for the last 5 minutes or so. They get a great reception, that's for sure. I'm wanting to see those new boots of his as well, which to celebrate all his years he's been at Roma.
25th season. Lemina. Dybala. Asamoah. Mandzukic. Bonucci.
Brilliant defending from De Rossi there. When that ball went wide to Mandzukic, who comes back on his right foot to whip it in. There's Mandzukic with a little knock. But De Rossi just in front of his back four, heads it away, clears it. Brilliant play from the captain and midfield player.
I've got a glimpse there of Luciano Spalletti. It's his 23rd game as a manager against Juventus. He's only previously won one.
What a massive result it'd be for him and for his club then tonight. He'll enjoy it, I'm sure. I was looking before we came in, John, that the last 13 matches, Juventus have won 8 of them, Roma only 3. So it'll be a massive result. That's in all competitions over the last 13 games. Just shows you how dominant Juve have been. There's Totti. Get the top off, get him on. There is still romance in this game.
I'm not sure what Spalletti wants there to be. Benatia. There's a chance that the title will be settled in Italy. It seems unlikely tonight. A late Juventus comeback. They need a point to annex the Serie A crown this evening. Otherwise, it goes to next weekend. Which time they'll have played in the Italian Cup final. Chiellini, unmistakable profile. Dybala. There's also the chance that the title could have been sorted out in France, but that also now is almost beyond the bounds of possibility, because Falcao has scored a second for Monaco. They are 3-0 up on Lille, but PSG, the only side that can deny them, are 2 up at Saint-Etienne. Monaco's goal difference is vastly superior, but we're dealing in mathematical certainty here, Nigel. So it seems that nothing will be confirmed in France tonight. Wednesday night is the next opportunity when Monaco are at home to Saint-Etienne.
Yeah, but they have been outstanding. The goals they've scored this season. Mbappe, and great to see Falcao playing back at the level he is after being written off at Manchester United and at Chelsea, unfortunately. But brilliant they've been this season, Monaco. I think deservedly are going to go on and win that title. Their goals tally is so superior. You have to give it to them tonight.
Pjanic, Dybala. Lamina took off in the hope of impressing the referee, got nothing. Well, they're trading goals in France. Monaco have bagged their third, and now PSG have done likewise. And as Falcao has got 2 for Monaco, so Cavani has for PSG. Lucas Moura got the other. Both the 2 sides in France, Monaco and PSG, leading 3-0 now. Marchisio. Asamoah. Dani Alves. Pjanic. If you want to see this through, there'll be 4 points behind Juventus with 2 games to play, and Mandzukic is struggling, but he's got to stay out there because Allegri has used all 3 of his substitutions.
Yeah, but if it's that bad, he's going to have to come off. They have to play with 10 men. The last thing you want is get a long-term injury at the end of the season coming in. They've got a massive game back in this stadium, as you touched on, John, in the Coppa against Lazio on Wednesday night. I think it would be a very changed team, though.
Higuain. Pjanic. Dani Alves. Bonucci. Pjanic. And Higuain had a swing, and so did Lamina.
I have to say, that's great defending from Roma. They're so up for this, so tight, throwing their bodies in the way. And Paredes this time. Paredes, great little touch on that, out for the corner. Guess who?
A programme raining down on him from the stands. Miralem Pjanic to Dani Alves. Goalkeeper started to come. Manolas deals with it. very unwelcome development for Juve, even though they're still more than likely to win the league title for the 6th year in a row. They really want to be concentrating on Cardiff in 20 days from now, and the Showpiece Champions League final exclusively live on BT Sport 2 and in ultra-high definition 6 o'clock start time. 2 weeks next Saturday, 3rd of June. Mandzukic, Bonucci!
Well, they don't like losing, Juventus, and they're trying everything here. Bonucci coming forward. Just couldn't get enough on the header there. Emerson did really well, just cut across him there. He took his eye off the ball, off Bonucci's side of his head rather than his forehead. Goes wide. That might be the last chance that Juve get. I have to give great credit to Roma. I know they're leading 3-1, scored some really good goals, but defensively tonight, Szczesny hasn't had that much to do, but what he's had to do, he's done well. Rudiger, Manolas, Fazio and Everson have been superb, and De Rossi in front of them have been great as well. And then you've had the pace of Salah, Al-Shawari going forward.
He waits. And he waits. There down is Emerson. Just after 10:30 at night local time. On a mild Roman evening. Juve back in this city in 3 nights' time for the final of the Coppa Italia. And they'd hoped to conclude an important piece of business here today. With every passing second, the chances of that recede. At the very least, it seems that Roma are destined for runners-up position. For the 5th time in 10 years if they do finish second. And it will be the 4th time under the guidance of Spalletti across his 2 spells in charge.
Well, I think they're going to take the 3 points here. I can't see Juve getting 2 goals in these dying minutes, and just put them back in that box seat of finishing second, automatic Champions League spot. I think that's the best you could hope for at the start of the season if you were Roma and Spalletti.
Emerson is back on. Rudiger. Here's Dybala.
Dybala going straight through the middle, trying to cut through it. It's Fazio who made the challenge in the end, but they all got around the ball. They're working tirelessly out there, the Roma players. They want to hold on to these 3 points.
Here's Salah. Grenier ahead of him. De Rossi. Antoine Jesus thinking about and then conducting the back pass. PSG have scored a 4th at the Stade Geoffroy Guichard, home of Saint-Etienne. Just as Cavani has got 2, so too now has Lucas. Monaco 3-0 up. PSG bettered that by 1 goal. Emerson. Over Benatia's outstretched leg. Yellow card for the Moroccan.
Brilliant defensive play though from Emerson, breaking forward, taking the pressure off his team, drawing the foul from Benatia, getting a free kick, and that clock's winding down all the time. We just need to see this out now, Roma.
Salah. and Dani Alves. This is not a feeling that Juventus experience very often. And the point of only a 5th league defeat of the season and just their 6th overall. Dybala. Eventually, De Rossi sorted matters out in Roma's favour. And here's Salah. He's got to do it all himself. And Salah did get an awfully long way before going over.
Well, he's done a brilliant job for his team once again. They're so positive, running at the defenders, away from Bonucci, away from Benatia. And there's a little dive at the end. There's no contact there.
Dani Alves presenting the ball to Emerson.
Well, they're all making mistakes out there in that black and white shirt in the moment. Dani Alves giving it away this time. I think overall you have to say that Roma have deserved the 3 points here and deserve to go second.
Still just over 4 minutes. Marchisio. Found himself traversing a cul-de-sac. Here's the moment. As Francesco Totti strides, not a great deal of purpose, towards the halfway line. There's Dani Alves, Rudiger, Lemina, Dybala. Now, was it a push? No. And the referee was about to put his whistle to his lips.
I think you're absolutely right, John. He's given Higuain a yellow card, but he did. He put it to his lips and then decided not to. Maybe had time to think about it. But was there contact? Well, this is it. Well, I've seen those given, and I have to say, it's a little nudge in the back from Paredes. Well, this is the substitution here. Mo Salah, who's been absolutely brilliant, coming off for the legend that is.
The valedictory tour continues. Appearance number 784. There has never been anyone quite like Francesco Totti in the history of this proud club. Nor is there ever likely to be again.
No, absolutely right. All those years through the academy, all the way into the first team, staying here for 25 years at one club. Amazing record.
Grenier. Also takes the heat off Spalletti, not that he should be facing any after a 3-1 win over Juve, which is what this seems likely to become.
They'll probably still get criticised for not putting Totti on for long enough or starting with him. But what can you do? All you can do is win the game. And that's what they're going to do. Moves them up to second and puts that little bit of pressure on Juventus, which they could have done without, to be fair.
Dani Alves. Inventive, but not able to control it. Paredes.
Big thing is now, will Totti actually get a touch of the ball, John?
His appearances this season have been markedly fewer and further between. Here is Higuain, and Szczesny protects the lead and protects the points.
Absolutely, lovely little threaded pass through from Alves. Higuain hits it hard and low. Szczesny stands up well, gets his left foot down. I think that's where he's improved so much this season, Szczesny, his concentration.
Dani Alves. Pjanic. And Szczesny to collect. And that really should be that. A cameo for Totti. He's not got particularly close to the ball at any stage. These days he doesn't have to get a standing ovation. Luca Banti with the whistle. Juventus about to suffer a 5th league defeat of the season. And Roma are still in the race. Roma have just put a spanner in the works. And Juventus still have work to do. Juventus led through Lamina. Goals from De Rossi, El Shaarawy and Nangola on a strangely uncertain night for Juventus and their much-vaunted defence, and even their legendary goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon, who has certainly had better nights. The gap is 4 points. Roma are back up to second. There are 2 games to play.